The Wine Source, Matthew speaking. How may I help you? Welcome to All Bottled Up, your brew on site, brew at home podcast. We cover all the questions, comments, and concerns of brewing your own beer, wine, or whatever liquid you may want to bottle up. This podcast is, of course, brought to you by The Wine Source, 95 Lincoln Street in Welland, Ontario, Canada. We're on the web at www.winesourcewelland.com. We're on Facebook. Simply type in The Wine Source. And we're on Twitter at The Wine Source. D-A Wine Source. Another great reason to do your brew on site here at The Wine Source is the huge variety that we offer. Many brew on site locations offer a pure concentrate and a pure juice, but not a whole lot in between. At The Wine Source, we offer pure concentrates, many ratios of concentrate and juice, and of course, a 23-liter pure juice variety. Not to mention the territorial varieties that we offer. From Australia to Chile, Italy to Canada, The Wine Source has the most extensive selection in the Golden Horseshoe. We can accommodate any taste or preference you may have. Hi folks, All Bottled Up number 6, and this week we have a very special podcast for the simple reason that we are on video. As I said last week, every once in a while I'm going to start breaking out the video camera because a visual is a lot more helpful, and sometimes I just like you guys to see what I'm talking about and see what I'm doing, because I think it'll just help people understand a little bit more. Now this week I'm going to cover something about a couple weeks ago when I had alluded to the beer that we carry here at the Wine Source. We have two different kinds of beer here. The first one is the Brew House, and it is a pure fermentation. It works exactly like a wine kit, and it's very much ready to go home and be made. There is no CO2, there is no extra equipment, it's pure fermentation, and it's been getting really good reviews. Now, the one that people have been a little more inquisitive about is this one here. This is the Big and Easy Bottle Brew. This is the instant beer that I talked about a couple weeks ago. And what a lot of people have been asking, obviously, is how does it taste? How does it turn out? And that's a common question with the wine, the beer, no matter what you're making. But this one here, because it's a new product and because it's only a 2-week product, of course a lot of people want to know. Now something that I pride myself heavily on is I can't really talk on something if I haven't done it or tasted it. So I thought it'd be a great idea if you and I did this together. So I'm going to make one of these, and in a couple weeks I'm going to break out the video camera again, and we're going to see how this comes out. Now, the Big and Easy Bottle Brew, it comes in 3 different flavors. We have the Red Lager, we have the Premium Pilsner, and we have the Mexican Cerveza. What we're going to do today is the Mexican Cerveza. I'm a huge fan of Mexican Cerveza, so that's why it's my choice. The 3 things you get, obviously, are the liquid. It's just like a 2-liter bottle of pop. Obviously, it's not pop, but you get that. Also, it comes with 2 different lids. Number 1, you have that solid lid, which obviously makes sure that nothing leaks out. But as well, you have this lid, which you can see that red dot in the middle. Well, that red dot is a air release, and that's obviously going to become useful. So you also get, third, this. And this is something that we're going to talk a little bit more about. This is the yeast. This is the yeast that's going to go into there and obviously make the beer. So before we get started, one little funny thing. It says on the instructions are on the side of the bottle, but it actually says in the instructions, do not use the solid cap after the yeast has been added. Use this cap. And it actually says on the side of the bottle, do not use the solid cap or, and I quote, the bottle will explode. So if you buy one of these, be sure you don't use the solid cap. Also, back to the yeast. This is a little vial of yeast. On the side of the bottle, it actually says that it's a caplet and that it dissolves inside of there, that you just have to drop it in. Well, that has actually changed. It's no longer a capsule. It's this little vial. And if you drop this into the beer, it's not going to dissolve. So in 2 weeks, when you go to check on your beer, this is still just going to be floating there. It's not going to have done anything. So if you get this product and you have the vial, make sure that you're not just dropping this in, as the instructions on the side do indicate. So, first things first, It's really, really easy. And we'll just get this open here. Be a little careful because there is some carbonation here. Ooh, that smells good already. So yeah, so it really does smell good. Now, it's real easy. We're going to take this little vial of yeast. I'm going to be very careful because I usually make things like this very messy. And it is kind of messy. We got like all these little yeast granulars. And I'm going to dump this into here. Get that in there too. Try to make as little mess as possible. Okay. So this obviously just goes in the garbage. And, oh, you see, I almost did it. I almost put the solid cap on. Just put that over there so I don't put it on. And this one here is the air release cap. And they say just dump it in and then just replace it with this cap. So, the instructions indicate that what we got to do is we got to let this sit and sit for 2 weeks in room temperature. And that's all we have to do is just dump that in. And in 2 weeks, it says we're going to have some premium beer. So, from here on in, I'll see you in 2 weeks and we'll see exactly what we got. Cheers. There are so many ways to visit, follow, interact with the Wine Source. You can visit us in person at 95 Lincoln Street at Prince Charles Drive in Welland, Ontario, Canada. You can visit us on the web at www.winesourcewelland.com. You can follow us on Twitter at @TheWineSource. We are on Pinterest. Simply search Welland Wine. And as well, we have Instagram. Simply follow Wine Source.